The first card you have for your past is the Six of Wands. So yeah, this is really nice actually. I've got a nice feeling around this. I'm actually seeing someone sort of quietly admiring you. This is someone who was around you a lot. They were talking to you sometimes, not all the time, just a little bit every now and again. You know, I just get this feeling they're a kind of a naturally reserved person. Maybe they're a bit shy, and yeah, as well, I'm seeing they might be a bit younger than you. I am seeing someone who's a bit younger. And yeah, they were around you a lot actually, and you have spoken to this person definitely, but I don't think you realised how attractive they thought you were. And I can see why, because they're a very quiet person, and they probably wouldn't say if they wanted to. I mean, they might have thought a few times, oh, what if I told them how I feel? What if I told them? But then they kind of shy away from that. And, you know, the other thing is they didn't just find you attractive, obviously you're very attractive, but they admired you as well for things you'd achieved. They kind of looked up to you, and they still do. I don't know if they'll ever kind of tell you this, or they'll ever want to get together with you or anything like that. They're a very shy person, so it might feel safer for them to kind of admire you from a distance, if that makes sense. You know, they might actually fear having a proper relationship with you or anyone else. They're a very, very shy person. They're alone a lot of the time. They're a good person. They're a nice person. They're just very shy. And this could be happening around your work, because I'm seeing someone who's kind of around you a lot, almost every single day. But, you know, not a relative or a friend. This is someone who's around you. And also, it's probably at work, because, you know, they admired you and your achievements. And the other thing I'm seeing here is that they complimented you. They complimented you on something recently. So that might give you an idea of who this is, if you don't already know. So think about that. But I don't, you know, again, I just keep on seeing that they feel safe. They kind of have a big crush on you, really. And they just feel a bit safe being in that crush rather than having a real relationship. And again, they're probably younger than you, and they're not quite mature enough emotionally. It's a little bit like, you know, if you have a teenager, or if you're a teenager and you have a huge crush on a musician or an actor or something, and it kind of feels safer. You don't actually have to interact with them or be in a proper relationship. So it's kind of the way that teenagers kind of work themselves out, work out how they feel about love and that kind of thing in a safe way without actually being in a relationship. So that might be how this person is around you. So they're quite cute. They might even blush when they talk to you and that kind of thing. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have for your past is the Five of Wands. So yes, I'm seeing in this creativity. I'm seeing that you're a very, very creative thinker. You're a very innovative thinker. And sometimes you think, a lot of the time actually, you think in a completely different way to a lot of people around you. And you probably actually, probably very secretly, you probably don't tell this to people, but this is in your head, you find a lot of people kind of follow what they hear, and they follow what people tell them without really thinking, and you kind of think you have your own mind. That's kind of how you view a lot of people around you, or you did at this time. Now I'm seeing you're very strong-minded as well, so there's been some conflict around this. I'm seeing, especially in the workplace, and I keep seeing work here all the time. It does cause a little bit of conflict. You don't go out of your way to cause conflict with people, but the other thing is you won't go around kind of blindly agreeing with everyone around you, even if they're your boss. Like if your boss says something, I think this is a good idea, we're going to go do this, and you disagree with it, you're going to say, I disagree, I don't think that's right because of this. Now, of course, some people don't like that aspect of your personality, but other people really admire you for it, because you're Leo. So, you don't change for people. So this is a huge strength of yours. I see it as. I mean, some people don't see that. Some people see that you can get yourself into trouble with what you say. But I mean, as an Aries, I think that's fantastic, because I'd rather have someone around me who I could trust their opinion. If I went to you and I said, what do you think about this? You would give me your honest opinion. Whereas if I went to someone else who might not be like that, they might say, oh, whatever you say is wonderful, that's great. And it's like, when someone surrounds himself by yes men, it really is not good for them. It's bad for them. So that's why I'm seeing that, this is a really, really... I don't live on a motorbike track. I just have to tell you that. Every time I start reading, about 12 motorbikes go past. Anyway, I think this is a huge strength of yours, obviously, and I would rather have someone like you around me than someone who just says yes, yes, yes to me all day long. The last card you have for your past is the Emperor. Yeah, so again, I'm seeing more work things. So obviously, your head's been in your work at this time, or you've been spending a lot of time at work, or you're just thinking about work a lot. Work is kind of the number one thing that was around you at this time. So yeah, I'm just looking at this Emperor and the Five of Wands together, and what I'm seeing is determination and being really, really busy. Because if you look at the Five of Wands, it seems crazy, all sorts of crazy chaos, lots of stuff going on. And also the Emperor is extremely determined, and the Emperor is also in charge of things. So I'm seeing that, yeah, you were very, very busy at this time, but you couldn't find anyone who properly kind of understood your way of thinking about things or your way of doing things. So I'm seeing that you had people around you, and they could have helped you with whatever you were doing, but maybe you didn't trust them to do things properly, or maybe you kind of couldn't, you kind of thought, oh, if I give that to them to do, they won't do it properly, they won't do the right job, they won't do the right thing, I'm going to have to check up on them anyway, and then I may as well do it myself anyway. So it's that kind of thinking. And so what I'm seeing happen was you ended up carrying a big load yourself, because you ended up doing a lot of things yourself. So if this resonates, try not to be such a perfectionist. Nothing's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Even if you worked on something a million times over and over again, 24 hours a day for 10 years, which would be ridiculous, it would still never be perfect. And no person is perfect either. Nobody is perfect. So nothing is ever going to be perfect. And so try and relax a bit. Try and relax a bit and let other people take things over. Don't shoulder the burden of everything yourself. It might help you to, I know it's hard for you to do this, but it might help for you to start with just a small thing that you can let someone take over. A tiny thing, a tiny step. Any tiny little thing is going to lessen a burden on you. And that's probably why I'm seeing so much work around your past, because you spent all of this time at work because you wanted to do everything yourself. That's probably what's happening. So, don't do this. Let other people do things for you. You're going to end up feeling completely exhausted if you don't do that. So try and learn to do that. You might have to teach yourself to do that in small ways, little steps. So the first card you have for your present is the Knight of Swords. So you're so strong. Look at this. I'm seeing rescuing, and I'm seeing you wanting to help someone. And yeah, again, you're a very strong person. That's all over this reading. And you're Leo, so I know that anyway. This could be... yeah, I'm seeing this could be a love connection or a potential love connection, because there's a little red heart right behind this horse's eye. So I know that your heart's in the right place. I know that you want to go and help whoever this is. You really care for them. You probably really love this person. And it might be that they're stuck in a situation and you want to help them out of it. You want to rescue them. You want to make them free of this situation, because there are butterflies and birds all over this card as well, representing freedom. Now, I can see that they really care about you. They're very grateful for you wanting to help them. I can see that. They're probably very amazed that they have someone like you in their life wanting to help them. But the other thing I'm seeing with this is, if this resonates, think very carefully about how you're going to do this, what you're going to do before you actually go in. This situation's a little bit more delicate than you think it is. This Knight of Swords rushes in without thinking, and sometimes he can get himself into trouble. So I think there might be someone around this person who might make the situation difficult, maybe difficult for you, if you go in and kind of rush in and everything goes wrong. So there's a kind of a slower, more strategic way to help this person. So try and think about this carefully before you rush in. I know you mean well, and people love your strength, and I think this person really does love your strength. But be very careful, have a think about this before you rush in. So the next card you have for your present is the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, this situation in the Knight of Swords might not be as serious as you've been led to believe, or there might be something around it that you're not seeing. I'm seeing this person in the Knight of Swords is fighting with someone, and this is someone around them. And I'm seeing a lot of disagreements going on between them and probably a family member. I'm seeing them and another family member. And this person could have been telling you, or they could still be telling you or confiding in you and talking about these disagreements and talking about how horrible this person is and they've done this and that's it and they're so upset and this person's really hurt them. So this relative, or whoever this is, I think, even though they're angry with each other, they're also very loyal to each other, and that might be the thing that you're not quite seeing, because I'm seeing a pattern here of fighting. They fight and then things settle down and it sort of is fine, and then they fight again and then it kind of settles down again between these two people. So it's kind of a backwards and forwards thing going on between them. So it might actually be best for you to kind of stay out of this even. I think obviously listen to this person, try to be there for them, help them, advise them, all of that kind of thing. But don't just rush in, because I think what will happen is this will probably resolve itself. That's what I'm seeing. It's kind of a big flare up and then it's going to settle down. That's what I'm seeing is happening around this. So the last card you have for your present is the Four of Pentacles. So yes, try to keep to yourself a little bit. That's what this is showing me again around this situation, especially if this is a love connection, because you might go in and it might kind of sour this other relative's idea of you. They might be angry with you down the line. They might remember when that person rushed in and they were really rude and they did, so just be a little bit careful around that again. The good side of this is that they know that they can depend on you, this person in the Knight of Swords. And they see you as their rock, their kind of stability. They haven't had a lot of people in their life who they can depend on. They've had a lot of people kind of come in and out of their life. They've had people hurt them. They've had people use them probably. So, if this is a relationship or this grows into a relationship, they might want to hold on to you. They might not want to let you go because they haven't had anyone like you in their life before. Look at how this man's holding onto this coin. So they're going to be saying, I'm not going to let this person go. They're so stable. They're my rock. They help me out and all of that kind of thing. That's what I'm getting in that card. So the first card you have for your future is the Lovers card. So yes, this could definitely be a love connection between you and this person in the Knight of Swords. It probably is. And again, they see you as their stability. They see you as their rock. There's a great big mountain in the middle of these two people in this card. So yeah, they definitely see that. They see how strong you are, and they love that about you. And, if you do end up in a long-lasting relationship, or if you're already in one with this person, I think they're always going to have this other person, this other family member around them all the time. They're very loyal to each other. They're not going to, they might tell you, I'm never talking to them ever again, but that won't happen. They'll always be talking to this person. They're always going to fight and make up with this person. And, yeah, they're always going to be around them. And that's why I was seeing in the Four of Pentacles and in the Knight of Swords that you shouldn't really go in all guns blazing and angry, because they're always going to be around, and they're going to be around in the long term. and you don't want them to have a bad impression of you forever and ever if you're going to be with this person forever and ever. So be wise about this. Again, be kind, care about this person, try and help them out with the situation they have, but don't rush in and don't make yourself look bad. That's what I'm seeing. And it sounds bad, it sounds strategic, like you're looking out for yourself, but it isn't really, because this really isn't as serious as you know they're telling you it is. That's what I'm seeing. So yes, the next card you have for your future is the Ten of Wands. So again, your strength. This is showing you how much strength you have. You believe that you can shoulder all these burdens of everyone around you. You're so strong. You're not strong enough to take on everything, though, and everyone's problems and everything around you and all the work in your workplace and everything else. And all the work in your home and everyone's things. So, yeah, I keep on saying you want to help people and you want to jump in and rescue people. You want to do things for people. You care about everyone, you're strong for everyone else. But who cares about you? What about you? Who's strong for you? I mean, who takes care of you? So start to think about that. Who takes care of me? So this person in the Knight of Swords wants to take care of you as well. Let them do that. There are people in your workplace that want to help you and do things for you. They're happy to do things for you, to take the load off you. Let them do that. Relax, sit back, let some other people do things for you. That's what I'm seeing all through this reading. So, just let them do it. Let people take over. Don't worry about them being wrong or right or whatever. They're not going to do things perfectly. They're not. That's okay. That's okay. The last card you have for your future is the High Priestess. So, yeah, the High Priestess likes to be alone sometimes. She's not as bad as the Hermit, but she's very spiritual, so she likes to kind of sit on her own, meditate, contemplate things, get lots of knowledge, read all the time, all of that kind of thing. And I think at this time you're going to have to spend some time by yourself. Now, some people are a little bit worried about that. They might take that personally. And I'm seeing that, you're going to just have to have this time to yourself. You're going to just have to think to yourself. You've been so busy. You've been worrying about everyone else. Get some time out. Think to yourself. Relax. Go and see a movie. Go do something else. Spend a lot of time by yourself. Gather your thoughts together. Think about what you want, not just what everyone else wants. And also, again, I was seeing that, yes, some people might not like you having this time to yourself, especially this person in the Four of Pentacles. If this is a love situation, if this is a relationship, this person might think, oh, they're spending time by themselves. They're not texting me. They're not talking to me. They're not doing this. Is it me? I don't want to lose them. That's what I was seeing in the Four of Pentacles. I don't want to lose them. I don't want to lose them. I've lost so many people in my life. So many people have hurt me and they've said they're going to be with me, but they're not. And maybe that's what's happening now. I'm really afraid. So they might be really afraid and they might be texting you all the time. They might be stressed about you spending this time alone. I think the only thing to do is to be very upfront with them. Just tell them that it's not them, you love them, you care for them, you need this time alone. How about if, something that might work for the two of you? You can get your time alone. They might get a little text from you every now and again, whatever time. You might say to them, okay, I'll text you at this time in the morning, just to tell you I'm okay and everything's fine, reassure you. And I'll text you at this time in the evening, just to reassure you. It doesn't take much effort on your part, and it will reassure them and make them feel a bit better. And just say things to them, I love you, I care about you, I promise you I'm not going anywhere. I just need this time. That might be what you have to do, because you do need this time to yourself. And this is for you. You need this. Look at how busy you've been through this whole reading.